This is Idle Tapped.
Hey, Idle fans, welcome to the first episode of Idle Tapped, where we're going to take a deep look into all things American Idol Season 16. I'm Ryan Duvall, and with me is Nick Tremarco.
Hello, everybody.
All right, Nick, so this is before the season has started, so I want to know, what do you expect of this season?
Well, you see, I've been a fan of the show for ever now, so I'm super excited for this season. I feel like the judges and just the format and everything that I've heard so far, I feel like it's going to be very interesting to see how they change it, and especially coming going to ABC. It used to be on Fox, so I mean, that's obviously going to change some things. I'm excited to see how everything's going to pan out this season.
And it's interesting that you mentioned ABC because that's a Disney-owned station now. So I am willing to bet that there will be a Disney theme week. I guarantee it.
There better be, because I love Disney.
If Dancing with the Stars does it, American Idol is going to do it too. I'm going to call it now. But you also mentioned the judges. So what do you think of our new panel of judges?
I've been following them, their interviews and their Twitter accounts and all their Instagram and stuff for a while now, since they were announced as a panel, and I'm actually really excited to see all of them. At first, Katy Perry, I mean, I don't really like her that much, but I feel like she's actually going to be a good judge. I don't know. And Luke Bryan, I feel like he's also going to be a good judge. And I'm most excited pretty much for Lionel Richie because I feel like he has a lot of experience and he probably has some good tips for the idols under his belt to give them. What about you?
That's my exact opinion as well. I'm not a big Katy Perry fan, and honestly, I debated on even watching this season because she was involved with it. But I swallowed my pride and I'm going to watch it. But Luke Bryan seems like a really nice guy. He can sing, but I am also with you that Lionel Richie is definitely the one that I would listen to and take criticism from the most.
Yeah, definitely.
One thing about this season is that it is shorter than normal. So it's only 11 weeks long, which is totaling to 18 episodes. So during its peak American Idol, it would run up for 19 weeks with 40 plus episodes. So we've dropped it down immensely. But I think we're going to continue doing the 1 day a week once we get to the live shows. It'll be once a week. So I kind of liked that format because I didn't appreciate having 2 hours of my week wasted on a bunch of filler, and then the last 5 minutes them saying, oh, by the way, this person, you're eliminated.
Yeah, and how they've been doing it past seasons, they've been pretty much eliminating the person right at the beginning of the episode from what I can remember, and I just don't like that. I feel like this new format is going to be much better, and I feel like it'll make people more, I don't know, willing to watch because it's shorter than most people would rather watch 18 episodes than 40 episodes. I mean, I just feel like it's going to be more popular and everything just because also there has been a lot of advertisements for Idol this season. The past couple seasons, there hasn't been that much of any type of advertisements, but this season there has been a lot. I've been seeing it everywhere.
Well, that's because they've been away for a year now. They have to make sure that everyone's aware that they are in fact coming back.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing that people have noticed with it coming back is one thing that is not returning are the fan favorite funny auditions. Those will no longer be aired, so they will all be serious contenders. And from what I understand is that the reason for this is because they are afraid of bullying, because that's too much to handle for people now.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I just feel like this generation has become so I don't know. I really don't know how to describe it, but I feel like they can't take a joke or anything. I don't know. I don't like it.
No.
But
And
the
honestly, if you're going to be in this field, you need to learn to take criticism because not everyone is going to like you.
the funny auditions have, I think, made Idol what Idol was. Like no other shows in my opinion have like showed like bad auditions, but I think that's one of the things that made Idol stick out amongst the other like singing reality competitions. So I don't know. It's definitely going to change it, but I don't know. We'll see.
And where would we be without William Hung singing She Banes? I mean,
Exactly.
that's a staple. We need that.
And Pants on the Ground. Can't forget
Oh
about
yeah,
that either.
classics. See, and now we won't have a chance for those anymore. That, in my opinion, that's a shame.
Definitely.
While I was doing some sleuthing on Twitter, the guest mentors were announced, or at least a few of them were announced. So apparently, there will be in the top 24. There will be mentors that will duet with the contenders, and a few that have come to light include Leah Michelle, Aloe Black, Colby Calais, Andy Grammer, Train's Pat Monahan, Rachel Platten, BB Rexa, Sugarland, Alan Stone, and season 10 winner Scott McCreery, of all people. So a very strange and eclectic lineup. I definitely wouldn't have ever chose them, but
I feel like this is like how the past seasons were doing like duets with like past Idol contestants. Instead, they're
now
doing.
see, I liked that. I liked having the past because they were in their shoes, so I could feel for that. But these are just like random artists, I
These
feel.
are more like, I would say, well known, like celebrities, kind of. So I feel like this is going to get the show like more, I don't know, publicity and stuff like that. And I feel like more people would be willing to watch because, like, I heard BB Rexa was on it and she has a lot of fans. Leah Michelle, she's been in Broadway, so she can pull that audience into it. I just feel like the ratings are going to be much better this season. And, like, these artists that they're getting to mentor and duet with these contestants are just going to help, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that they're going to pull in a wide array of viewers because, I mean, from the people that I named, that's covers really every genre that you can imagine. So I think that's their thinking of, oh, if you like this person, you're going to watch, and then once you watch, we're going to get you hooked, and you're going to follow us through the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So interested to see how that works, and
I
I'm
just
interested to see what the.
I'm
Go
very
ahead.
like intrigued that it's all of them and then Scotty McCreery. I just think that's kind of strange, but I don't
Yeah, well, and this is just the list that I've come across, and maybe it'll change. Maybe more people will appear, but you're right. Scott Mercury was a very strange thing,
know.
very strange addition. But so you can't have any reality show without controversy. So I do want to talk about this a little bit, but currently our favorite host, Ryan Seacrest, is a little under fire for apparently some misconduct allegations. So I'm interested to see, will that affect his standing with Idol? Will we maybe see a Ryan Seacrestless Idol season? Do you
I
think?
I definitely don't think that that's the case. I feel like these allegations are just that, allegations. I don't think anything has come to light, and I don't think there's any actual like proof or any further like things that are behind this. I don't know. I've been reading up on it and I don't know if it's true or not, but obviously Ryan Seacrest, his girlfriend, has stuck up for him with the tabloids, and I don't know. I feel like there's no actual proof behind it, so I don't know. I love Ryan Seacrest. He's one of my probably my all-time favorite reality hosts. So I would hate to see him go, definitely.
Oh, I do too. I feel like he's a very main part of that show that keeps a lot of people watching, in
Definitely.
my opinion. So that being said, American Idol in the past seasons has had a problem with the what people have called the white boy with guitar problem. There was a long streak there of, the winners being just that, a white boy with a guitar. And so I'm wondering, will this be one of those seasons, or are we going to see something different? Are we going to get somebody unlike anything that we've had before?
I know for a fact, actually, that this season is going to be completely different than any season that we've seen before. I've read up on spoilers and stuff like that, and the people that have made the top 14, I'm not going to give away any names, but it is a
Oh,
very,
wow.
very eclectic taste, and just they're all different, completely different. Like, for example, we have a drag queen that has made the top 14 this year. That has never been seen on Idol.
Well, I guess you're right. I was going to say Danny Noriega, but that he did that after.
Yeah. This person is actually rumored to be in drag every time that they perform on Idol. So that's definitely going to be interesting to watch. There's a lot of more LGBT members that are in this season that have made it further past Hollywood and stuff like that. So it's just going to be fun to see like the variety that we have this year. And everyone is also super young. This season has definitely brought out the young kids to perform, and it's definitely going to be interesting to watch them.
Are we talking like Daniel Seavey young, or
Like most of the people that I've seen are probably in the 16 to 20 range. Like
oh wow,
that's most of the
okay,
top 14. They're in that age range. They're very young.
teeny boppers, okay, huh?
But I feel like they're the people that are becoming more mainstream and famous these days, just with like YouTube and Twitter and Instagram and all that stuff. I feel like these teeny boppers are definitely taking over the entertainment scene, to say
Oh
the
yeah,
like Daniel Seavey, you mentioned him. He is in a boy group right now called Why Don't We, and they are actually very popular. Ed Sheeran wrote a song for them. It's crazy how much
oh wow,
they've blown up.
good for him. I was not aware of that. That's cool. But it's interesting that you brought that up. That because I was thinking about this earlier. We are getting a younger demographic, therefore we're getting younger winners. Because if you look back at early seasons, Kelly Clarkson and Clay Aiken, I would go out on a limb to say that if they were to be on a season today, they probably wouldn't win because they don't have the look or the young appeal. And partly, I think that that's due to the technology change. Because just think, season one, you had to use your home phone and call in using your home phone number. And now we look at it, we can go online and we can tweet and we can, campaign for them online and vote multiple times through text. And that's changing because every kid now has access to at least one piece of technology. As before, season one, we didn't even have cell phones hardly, if at all.
Definitely. And that brings me back to the season that Ray Von Owen was on. When he was in the bottom every week, they introduced a Twitter save that year, and he was saved. I don't know how much he was saved, but he was saved like at least 3 or 4 weeks in a row just from Twitter. So definitely the technology is going to be coming into play a lot this season.
How do you feel about that? What's your opinion on the Twitter save? Do you hope they bring that back or kill it?
Well, I don't know. The Voice uses that. I don't really watch The Voice that much, so I don't know how it works on there, but I don't know. I feel like it wasn't fair that season just because Rayvon got it like week after week after week and no one else ever got it. I don't know why he got it or who was voting for him, but I don't know. So maybe a couple weeks of that would be good, but I feel like because we have this shortened season this year, I don't think that the Twitter save is going to come into play anyway.
Yeah, I can see that. And I mean, the reason for that is they want the contestants to become viral, so they're planting the seed now. Like if you're going to tweet this person's name to save them, that name is going to be all over Twitter, and therefore he's going to get attraction, and the show will pick up an audience. So it's smart in a marketing standpoint. I am a sales minor, so I think about this stuff all the time. So it's very intuitive of American Idol to do that. But I do hope for the sake of the show that they do end that, because like you said, I don't think it's necessarily fair, and I don't think it's based on necessarily talent. And this is a talent show after all.
Definitely. And like you were saying about things going viral, American Idol has been releasing like short I guess previews you would say of of auditions for this season, and one of them has already went viral, and the contestant is already getting a lot of attention. So I feel like definitely Twitter is going to come into play a lot this season, and they're definitely going to try to make things go viral.
So that being said, Idol's probably going to pull out all the stops for this season. So what are some things that you, as a American Idol fan and viewer, hope to see this season?
That is a very hard question, but I feel like American Idol has been the show that, among The Voice and the other reality singing shows, has always been about the contestants and not the judges. And I just want it to stay like that. I feel like the contestants on these shows are what the show is about, not like coaches like The Voice, whichever coach is better, whoever wins, blah, blah, blah. No. I feel like it should be just about who is the most talented, and I feel like just the contestants should be the ones that are getting the most attention from the show. How about you? What do you think?
I agree. That's my fault with The Voice, is that name me a voice winner that you've heard on the radio.
I
Like,
I can't name you any voice contestant. Maybe I don't know. Melanie Martinez. She's the only one that comes to mind.
yeah,
There's
and I
another
believe
country
she was
singer,
in
but
the top
yeah.
3 or 4.
And there's another country singer that I think won, but I forget her name. But she just blends in with all the other country singers that
And
have been on these reality shows. So I don't know.
the thing is, though, compared to The Voice has such a quick turnaround. They do 2 seasons a year instead of 1. So the winner's reign is therefore shortened. And it's not, we don't have enough time to really, you know, get the music out there and actually let them have some time to shine. And it's always, all right, congratulations, you win. Now we're going to start another season. We'll see you in 2 months. It's like, well, okay, why don't you give them some time to actually, let them revel in their opportunity.
Definitely. And with this shortened season of Vital, I think that's going to be what makes it popular. I feel like The Voice has been losing ratings over time, and I feel like they're just trying to push more and more out. I feel like 2 seasons in a year is not good at all. I feel like you should maybe at least do one with the same amount of episodes. But I feel like what Idol's doing with 18 episodes, I feel like that's going to be really good for their ratings. And I feel like they'll definitely come back for another season after that if it does do good.
Oh yeah, and the way that I don't see this being a one and done season.
Yeah,
I think they've put way too much effort and money to bring this back, that they won't let it go after one season. for sure.
To be fair, most of their budget has been Katy Perry, but we'll see how she does. I'm hopeful.
Do you know what the number is for that
I
by any chance?
I can check. Hold on.
I'm sure you're correct. I'm just interested to know because whatever it is, it's too much. There were other names that were going around that I would have much rather saw, but
Yeah, Katy Perry apparently made $25 million. So, yep, we'll see. We'll see how she works out. I mean, you never know.
I mean, they paid
is a pretty big paycheck.
Yep. And I mean, they paid Mariah Carey a large sum of money. They paid Nicki Minaj a large sum of money, and we all know how well that worked out. So, it's not all about the money.
I think that season of Idol is what brought Idol's downfall and what made them cancel the show. I feel like they were more concerned about their beef, I guess you would say, than that's all they really talked about that season. And I feel like that's what turned people off from the show.
And I'll be honest with you. I mean, I've been a fan of this show for a long time, and I honestly kind of tuned out because I lost interest. I didn't, even if it was about the contestants, I don't think the contestants that season, that crop of people, were that great, to be quite honest with you. No one really stuck out to me, including the winner.
Who won that? Was it Caleb that won, right?
No, this was Candace.
Oh yeah. The next season was the one that Caleb won. But yeah,
I did like that season.
I feel like Candace, I don't know, she was definitely good, but I feel like everyone else that season was just, I don't know, basic.
Mm-hmm. And it was clearly, we talked about the white boy with guitar. That season, they tried to put it into that so obviously that they stacked the girls compared to the guys. And that's why you saw within the very first eliminations, it was boy, 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 to the fact where I believe we either had a top 6 or top 5 of women. So it was guaranteed that a woman would win this year.
Yeah.
It was very obvious that was pushed. But hopefully they learned their lesson and it's not about, drama. That's not what the show's about.
Definitely.
I'm excited to see what the season brings because I think they're going to change up the game. And obviously this is before the premiere. The premiere is on March 11th. So we still have a few more days to ponder of what we think is going to happen. But the first episode starts Sunday, and that'll feature auditions from New York, Los Angeles, and Nashville, Tennessee. So we'll have a wide array of performers, and I can't wait to see what talent we have this season.
Yeah, I want to talk about the auditions for a second. I feel like in the past season, they've done a lot more cities. Are these the only 3 cities that they've done auditions at?
In this episode, is how I understood, is that it's a combination of New York, Los Angeles, and Tennessee. Is how I read it, because
I think they only did auditions in them 3 cities though. I'm not sure at all, but I feel like I remember reading that they only did auditions at a couple cities, and most of it was from the bus tour and stuff like that. That was a lot of the auditions too.
And I've had the opportunity recently to talk with a few Idol auditioners from this season, which I believe we'll also have on the show later on in our podcast series. But from what I understand is that they did at least 3 auditions before the actual judging panel audition, where the 3 of them are actually in the room, and all of them was all pay as you go. So, I mean, these contestants had to pay for all their flights and their stays and all this just for the opportunity to sing in front of these people. So, I mean, I can only imagine for the people who, did all that work and then only to be told, no, you wasted all your money. Sorry. So yeah, to travel around to those 3 cities, that's a lot to ask of somebody. So I'm interested to see why they chose just 3.
Like I said before, they've done like a lot of cities in the past, but it has always been like you do 3 like smaller auditions in front of like producers and stuff like that before you actually get to the judges. But during then there was like much more cities that you could audition for, and now there was just like a couple. I know personally a couple people that have auditioned and went to like a city. They had to travel, like you said, pay their own hotel and flight, and yeah, it's just, I mean, if they want to be on Idol, I guess hopefully it works out for them in the end, but I don't know.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Definitely.
It's worth it. We can only wait and see what the season has in store.
I'm very excited, to be honest. I definitely feel like
also I'm excited. Go on.
I just said it. I definitely feel like it's going to be a good season overall.
I have a good feeling too. I feel that NBC is going to revitalize it after it's it did have a slow death. So I think we're going to see some new life being pumped in it. But that being said, new life, this podcast has officially begun. This is the first episode of Idle Tapped ever. And so we're going to continue following along with the season. And we'll have a new episode every Wednesday available for you guys to listen to. And we'll recap the previous week's airing. And we want to hear from you guys. So we also have a Twitter that you guys can talk to us through. That's at Idle Tapped. And so please join along in the conversation. We'd appreciate it. Nick, do you have anything else to add?
I just want to say, look out for our podcast. We're going to be getting, hopefully, past Idol contestants on our show. We're definitely going to be getting new contestants on our show. We have some lined up already, so just watch out for that. I definitely feel like it's going to be interesting to get their opinions on the show also, and just a little bit of like about themselves, why they wanted to audition and how their journeys played out when it came to auditioning. And I feel like we're going to get a lot of different perspectives on Idol, and I feel like it's definitely going to be an interesting podcast to listen to. So definitely do it.
I agree. All right. Well, we'll be back next week and we'll do it all over again.
Goodbye.
All right. So signing off, I'm Ryan Duvall.
And I'm Nick Tremarco.
And we'll see you next week, guys.